Recently, I got back to Throne and Liberty to mess around with builds, and I noticed that not a lot of people play Spear Crossbow, or at least on my server, from what I saw. The first thing came into my mind when looking at the weapon combination was Javelin Inferno, which is the only projectile skill on Spear, and another skill from Crossbow that supports all projectile skill, is Mother's Nature Protest. So with those two combined, I think it would be a pretty good synergy. I also thought about how Mortal Wrath would proc twice with the Spear Throw in Mother Nature, but then I saw that they excluded Mother Nature in the skills tooltip, so it's kind of a shame. However though, Mortal Wrath does work super well with Quickfire, since Quickfire does like minimum 4 shots excluding your offhand attack, so there's more chance to proc the maximum amount of Mortal Wrath hits. And against a single target, this would work even better because you can just stay behind the target and spam Nimble Leap and then refresh its cooldown with Rapid Shot. This section is mostly for people who are somewhat new to the game, so I'll be kind of going through my gear options and why I picked this and that. The issue with this class is mana consumption, and the main skills that drain your mana are Javelin Inferno, Mother Nature's Protest, and Explosive Fury. You can reduce mana cost on Javelin and Explosive Fury with mana efficiency stat, but that doesn't apply for Mother Nature. And there's diminishing returns when stacking mana efficiency, so I suggest getting it to 50% at most, and then you can start to get as much mana recovery as possible. I also use the Abyss Slayer 2 set effect, since Crossbow has kinda low base damage, and the other 2 armor pieces, I use the non-set effect ones because they offer pretty good stats overall. If you want to use a tier 3 necklace, I would recommend the Godly Inspiration Choker, since it's the only necklace that has mana recovery stat on it. There's also no mana recovery belt on the tier 3 list, so I just use the upgraded version of Silk War Sash. And I also put all 3 mana recovery runes on it instead of using a rune synergy. Alternatively, you can also use Mana Exchange skill to manage your mana consumption a bit better, but I find it kinda annoying to micromanage the cooldowns and stuff, so I might as well get another DPS skill over that. And make sure to reach 70 Wisdom as well for the 120 mana recovery bonus. On Crossbow, you have the Recovery Bolt achievement node, which is a pretty decent sustain, but I don't use it, since Crossbow's defense skill gives you a lot of lifesteal already. Also, try to max out the very top right skill damage boost node, as well as the max health increase node on bottom left, since they both give you dexterity and perception. Same deal with Spear, both nodes on the same positions also give you perception and fortitude. The ultimate impact achievement node is also not necessary, since most of your skills hit more than 3 times. Before explaining about my skill build, I just want to say beforehand that my setup is not optimal for damage, and rather more for my playstyle, so you can still further improve your damage output. I use Javelin Inferno for both single target and mob clearing, since I really like how it procs Mother Nature's Protest at the same time making it look satisfying. And for the same reason, I also prefer Mortal Mark over Detonation Mark, because when using Phoenix Barrage on a marked target, it will proc the additional attack 10 times as well. Normally I would use the lightning element on Mother Nature, but I think it's better to use Gale for mob clearing, and Fire for single target, or you can just use Fire for both. Gale Rush and Nimble Leap are also very important to proc your Nature Power passive, so make sure to use them whenever they're up.